And happy Halloween to everybody from the Geek Speak Show. We're here for Halloween Comic Fest at Flying Colors Comics and other cool stuff. With me, you guys heard him, you regulars heard him on the episode, on the Halloween episode, Nick Doan, creator, writer of Monster Elementary. Nick, how's it going?
It's great. I love it here. This place is awesome.
Yeah, because that's for the few that may have missed it, tell that story. This actually is the first comic book store you ever walked into. Very
first shop I ever set foot in. I was very small, and clearly it had an impression.
Yeah. I'm not gonna say how long ago, but did it look like this, or did it look a little different?
It actually still looks pretty close. I mean, it's the same walls and similar colors. Some things have moved around. I remember a day when in the back wall it was all of the adult-only comics, Don't Touch. Things have changed a little bit now. Those are everywhere.
Yeah. And Joe looked a little different back then also. I'm
a little less gray.
Yeah, so you actually are now here. Your comic book is in
here.
Flying Colors. I mean, how's that feel when you first walked in? Now you actually have it in the store.
It's kind of amazing. Being in a comic shop is awesome, but being in this comic shop is, like a bucket list check.
Yeah,
done.
having your creation
we did it.
at the store that I went to.
Yeah.
There you go, done. So let's talk about it. It's called Monster Elementary.
Monster Elementary.
Well, what's yours? Go ahead and talk about it.
It's about 5 monster kids. They go to an all monsters private school, and they love it. It's a perfect school for them. They couldn't be happier. And it gets shut down by the FBI, so they have to go to a human public school, and they're not happy about that.
Yeah.
They're not allowed to eat the other kids. They have to try and fool the teachers into thinking they're just normal kids. It's terrible.
Yes, and we talked about this on the other interview. Is they're all based on the Universal classic monsters.
Right.
So if you want to introduce them, go ahead and do that. Now that we can actually see them.
I know we can see them all. Aren't they cute? So that's Gilda. She's a lagoon monster. Am I doing this right?
Yeah.
That is Francesca. She's the Frankenstein monster. Desmodus is our vampire. Lucas is the werewolf, and then Rags right here is the mummy. So all of the the greatest of the Universal classics reinterpreted as my own insane little kids.
Yeah. Now, without giving out the plot or anything, what are they about? Both of the books.
So the both books carry they have a short story format. So we worked with 8 different artists on the first book and 9 different artists on the second book, which for me is one of the greatest joys of making an independent comic. It's having all of these different artists with different styles interpret the characters. And the first book, there's a lot of great stories in it. The story where the FBI crashes into their school, and there's a story where Rags tries to figure out who he is. He realizes he's adopted. He was adopted by 2 Egyptologists that discovered him in a pyramid.
Yeah.
So now he wants to figure out who he is, and he tries on different identities, and it goes terribly. And there's a story where Francesca befriends another kid that she thinks is just a normal kid, and then they discover that he's actually an alien. And there's some more FBI agents that have come to their school. They're trying to hunt down this alien. They're kind of like Mulder and Scully type of people, and they've got to try and rescue him and find his UFO so he can escape without being captured by the FBI.
Yeah. So it's kind of like, all of us, we weren't as cool as we thought we probably were in school. So kids reading it today, they can probably identify to that, 'cause, whether it be starting a new school or going to a new school or going from the high school or anything that you can identify in these. Now, again, something else I brought up. You are a fan of the Universal classic monsters, so that's why. Now today, maybe not all the kids know it, because if they watch them today, it's probably boring because nobody's getting their brain bashed in. It's not any of that. But do you hope with these stories that it makes them want to go back and say, well, let me take a look at this Dracula thing. Let me look at this werewolf thing.
I hope so. I hope that. I love the Universal movies, and there's a lot of fun in watching them, and they are a lot hokier to us now than they were back then. But they're still great movies, and they're still a lot of fun to watch. And that's a lot of what I want to do here is just have that kind of fun and be wacky like that. And even if it doesn't drive people to go back and check out those movies, I hope that what I think was great about those movies, is in these books, and people get to enjoy it through me in that way.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was going to ask you. Actually, is since it is tailored for kids and probably big kids too, but it's really tailored for smaller kids. How do you write for them now when they're used to a world where we have like The Walking Dead and all those other ones? How do you write a story that'll grab and keep their attention?
I just write stories that I think are fun. I think that if I enjoy them, if I make myself laugh, if I make other people laugh, then that's what's really important. You can beat Glenn's brains out all you want, but I don't think that compares to having. Sure did the other day. I don't think that compares to just putting a little bit of true joy into a comic book.
Yeah.
And that's what I miss. I love the comics of the late 70s, early 80s. Those are some of my favorites because just anything could happen and it was weird all the time. So that's what I go back to, the sort of weirdness and the fun like that.
Yeah, one thing I do like about Monster Elementary, because I remember I think we talked to you WonderCon when the first one was just about to come out. Is like you said, it's independent, but it was also crowdfunded.
Right.
With the second one, was that one crowdfunded also?
It was actually, yeah. We self-published the first one, and then while we were in the process of crowdfunding the second one, that's when we signed with our publisher. So we actually crowdfunded it as if we were going to self-publish it, but then it ended up coming out through our publisher, Space Coast Productions.
Always a plus.
Yeah, it was nice.
So I know this keeps you busy doing the first two, but do you have any more? Do you plan on doing some more?
I plan on doing this for as long as I can. Until something stops me, I will keep doing this. So yeah, the third book is in the process. I've written a couple of stories so far, so it's not going to be out like next week or anything, but yeah. It is happening.
Yeah, because it takes a while for books to come out. So people who are here at Flying Colors, they can get it, obviously, but if somebody's watching and say, hey, I want to get it, how can they get it?
They can go to their local comic shop, and if they don't have it on the shelves, then complain and tell them to order it through Diamond.
Nicely.
Yeah, loudly and nicely. They can also order it through our website, monsterelementary.com, and they can order it through the publisher's website, merchgoat.com. And it's also available on Comixology if you like to read digitally.
Yeah, and it is a good story, not just for Halloween, not just because it's Monster, but really any time of the year, great for kids, big and small. So Nick Doan, again, Nick, thanks a lot.
Thank you.